Welcome to Star Wars, Marvel, and more. I'm your host, Dave, and this is my show, Scum and Villainy. I'm bringing you news from the Outer Rim. Today we're going to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, bear with me as I grow as a Star Wars fan, going back to my roots. There was gaps in my life about Star Wars where I didn't catch everything that everybody else might have. So, if you are a huge Star Wars fan and you're an encyclopedia of Star Wars, go into my comment sections and correct me, give me advice, and tell me, what something's called, and who's and what the character is, and tell me about, hey, where I could go find that person's origin story and where they were in the comic books. And I am completely open to things like that. Now, let me tell you about what I liked about Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that was Ewan McGregor. He's a great actor. He was the, as far as the prequels go, he was the best thing from those movies. And I think that's pretty, and he's universally loved, and everybody wanted to see this movie come out. And what happened between him in the prequels to him in the original trilogy, and what would his character arc look like? And I think he has been written really well. That he's starting out with just the anguish of Anakin dying, according to the show. And I've only seen the first two episodes, by the way. I'm gonna watch the third one tonight, and I'm gonna do a follow up video. So he thinks Anakin's dead. He believes it's his fault. He didn't train him well enough. And now look at the state of the galaxy. He's got all this blame, and his job is to protect Luke Skywalker. So he's watching him from afar. So you get to see the way he is living, and it's kind of monotonous. They show him cutting. I guess someone calls it sashimi, like, I don't know, whatever meat it is. He they show him doing it 3 times just to give you the idea that he's living this monotonous life, and that's what's happening. And he is resigned to that life. You could tell he's resigned to that life. When Organa, and forgive me when I don't say a name right away or I don't say it right. Again, I don't have everything memorized. I'm completely talking off the cuff. Um, Leia gets kidnapped. Go after Leia. Now that's where it kind of departs for me. Is I had I have no idea that he really knew who Leia and him knew. But in the original trilogy, she says that you've helped us before, right? So, you know, you can tell, they added that in, but really, he left Luke Skywalker to go after Princess Leia. So in especially since Ahsoka was a character in the cartoons in the Clone War cartoons and the Rebels, and I haven't seen all those yet. I'm on like season 3 of the Clone War, so I haven't even seen the Rebels yet. But apparently that Ahsoka would have been available and probably been asked to go after Princess Leia, to save her. So, and then you wouldn't want to risk, Obi-Wan Kenobi getting exposed and being tracked, and he's on Tatooine, but you got to suspend your disbelief, and that's what a teacher of mine said to me in high school, and it stuck with me forever. Great teacher, and she said, "Suspend your disbelief," and I had to suspend my disbelief on several things, like the way these characters have aged from the prequels to the original trilogy, and now, so yeah, it's a little you got to suspend your disbelief. But then I got to suspend my disbelief that Ewan McGregor would have went after Princess Leia, and Ahsoka wouldn't have been available. I think she's gonna appear in the show, if I'm not mistaken. I've heard that now. So there's, and what? How are they keeping Princess Leia protected here? I mean, she got. And why did they know to kidnap her to draw Ewan McGregor out, or to draw Obi-Wan Kenobi out? So how did they know to kidnap her? That's the part that's kind of I'm gonna go back and watch these shows just to make sure. How do they know to go after Princess Leia to get Obi-Wan Kenobi? It just, I don't know. I can't fathom that. So I'm gonna go back to watch these shows over again. I'm gonna watch the third movie, and I'm gonna do a report on this. Now let's talk about something that's been controversial, and that is the actress Moses Ingram. And in the past, there has been reports that there's a certain group of quote unquote fans that or are appearing to be fans or just are trolls out there that want to cause harm. And there's been racist comments that's been sent to her on her Instagram DMs, and she's read I think a couple, and she says there's hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. Now, I don't ask her for proof. I don't want Star Wars to prove it. But Star Wars is doing something that seems that is counterproductive, and that is to lump Star Wars fans that will critique someone's acting or have criticism of the shows and lump them in, saying if you don't like this character, you are also one of those people making racist comments, like it conflating those two. So I think it should be very careful that going forward, Star Wars stop feeding the beast. There are situations, unfortunately, trolls are fueled by, seeing what they do to that is bothering a major corporation. It's like, and I'm not want to compare this to a school shooter, but they do it for the fame, and that recently happened. And then there was one that that got the ploy got the police found out about it and arrested the kids because they wanted to do something bigger than Columbine, and that is driven strictly by the media. Is those people, those with hate in their heart, want to outdo the other people with hate in their heart. So the fact that this has become so big in the Star Wars community, it is feeding these hateful people, whether they're Star Wars fans or pretending to be. I have no idea, but they're enjoying the publicity, and they're enjoying that a major corporation like Disney is really, is conflating everybody that is criticizing these shows, that they're part of the problem with it, and that's why there's racism. So there is a lot of really good people of many different descents that are criticizing Obi-Wan Kenobi right now. And me personally, as a Star Wars fan, I like to watch the shows as entertainment, and I suspend my disbelief, and I just enjoy it as entertainment. But I do have criticisms. I keep a lot of it to myself, but on these YouTube channels, I am going to express those for open dialogue, and I think that's helpful. If they see what fans want, then much like the recent Spider-Man movie, and I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, we got what we wanted in their last movie that they came out, and I think Sony gets it. I don't think Disney gets it as much. So the biggest thing they did was they bring Ewan McGregor back. Now Moses Ingram, her character is she has no build up on her character. She's just evil, and that's what we're supposed to believe about her. She's just evil and terrible, and she kills the Grand Inquisitor a different way than the cartoons. From my understanding, that he fell into this big vat of, I don't know what, like a volcano or something. I haven't saw that episode yet, but he dies a different way than in Rebels. I think it was Rebels. So there's a lot of things there, and honestly, that guy played the character very well. I think it's Rupert Friend. what is he die in the second episode? Just, I don't want you to get credit, so I'm going to kill you. So they, I know this is only going to be 6 episodes, but you should have made it more. You should have gave us more of the Grand Inquisitor. So you're really hurting yourself by putting out a small product when you could, and when I think the industry standard is 10 or 12 episodes. So you've given us half the product because you just want to rush something out there. That kind of hurts your product. So if there's going to be criticism, and you did it preemptively, you came out with the racism thing before the show even aired. It's saying if you're going to criticize her, don't be a racist. Those were almost your exact words, Disney or Star Wars or Disney or Lucasfilms. Those were your exact words. And I'm like, really? This is so, and I haven't even seen the show yet. And I'm like, oh, is this going to be bad? That was my thoughts. So, you know, I I don't think she's a terrible actress. Moses Ingram. I went to look for her roles, and I see she was in Queen's Gambit, but I couldn't find a single. I saw there's like she's been in like 4 movies or whatever, and I only could find her in Queen's Gambit. But I looked for her other movies, and her I didn't remember she was in Queen's Gambit, and I loved that series. So her acting didn't stand out. Now it's going to stand out now because if I criticize her, might be labeled the R word, and I don't know. I'm going to give her more opportunity. It might be the way the character is written. I felt like, oh my god, she's like just going to kill everybody, and that's how it's going to happen. And she doesn't mind read Owen, and Owen knows Obi-Wan, but she mind reads the fake Jedi to find out where Obi-Wan is, and finds him in the hangar. So you only use your power occasionally. I mean, pretty powerful power, right? So there's just ways they didn't write this well and hurried it seems. But overall, I am entertained by this show, and I really like a lot of the actors in it. And I think there was some, people were annoyed by the young actress who plays Leia Organa, which is Vivian Blair. I thought she was good. I thought she did a good job. She's a kid, right? And honestly, she did better than the actor that played young Anakin. This girl is a better actress, and I do like that she's showing how intelligent she is and how old beyond her years she is. I think that's a good character arc for her. Ewan McGregor, just not being in tune with the Force, he still hasn't been able to communicate with Qui-Gon Jinn. I'll get to see probably Hayden Christensen pretty soon. This is like a reclamation project. He slowly became more loved as the fans got older from the prequels. He's grown more love, and it's all, and again, a lot of it's media driven. It's like they want people to click on their websites. They want people to watch their shows. So what the media does, it drives a wedge and watches two sides fight it out. Don't let it do it. Don't let them do it to Star Wars, man. Just put your foot down. Don't feed the flames. And we're gonna all sing Kumbaya together, but you go on TikTok, it's like, I hate Star Wars fans and they're terrible. And it's just, I get sick of hearing it, because honestly, there are probably no more better fans than Star Wars fans. And unfortunately, they put the spotlight on a few horrible people that get the most attention because the day and age we live in, they just want to divide us. So come together, watch my show Scum and Villainy. I'm going to watch these Obi-Wan Kenobi and do a better review of them. I'm going to watch them again. I'm going to watch the third show. I'm going to come back again. Scum and Villainy. This is Star Wars, Marvel, and more. I'm your host, Dave. See you next time.